What are you making?
Pizza. Oh. What I have here is 500 grams of flour. I have 325 milligrams of water. And I have 10 grams of yeast. And into the flour, you can see I've put a little bit of salt. Okay. And so for this water, you want it to be lukewarm. Lukewarm is basically blood temperature. So if you put your hand in it and you can't feel it, that means it's blood temperature. So you want it to be a little higher than that. You want to just be able to feel like a little bit of heat. And then after that, after it's done heating, just put a little bit in the yeast. Put a little bit in the yeast, and then the rest will go in the flour. And after we've combined the flour and salt, then we'll add the yeast mixture in. Like this, you can feel the heat a little bit, but it's not too hot, so it won't. Okay. And then, yep, move to the side. Slowly add your water, and then mix with a spoon or a spatula. It's up to you. You can mix with your spoon or spatula. You can also mix with your hands, but it's better to use a spoon or spatula in the beginning so that it doesn't stick to your fingers too much. You want to stir up your yeast so it all gets combined with the water so it can all activate. And if it clumps up, it's okay. It doesn't mean it's dead. Sometimes it just clumps up. All you have to do is stir it up and it gets combined with the water. And if it doesn't, then just let it sit a while more and then it'll be ready. Once the dough kind of stops combining, you have to use your hands. You just want to keep doing it until all the flour's combined. It's okay if there's a little flour left because it'll all get combined when we add the yeast, but the idea is to get as much as you can combined. And you'll know whether you should keep going or you should stop if the dough is like kind of wet or is it dry when you when you're working with it. If it's dry, then you know it's time to add your yeast. But if it's still wet and you can feel the moisture, you can still keep combining your ingredients until it just stops mixing together. Okay. I think the yeast is ready, so just stir up the yeast. that way it dissolves and you don't have any big chunks of yeast. It's all evenly distributed. Okay, and then just add it in. And then your hands do get a little bit messy here, but I mean, they have to get messy. You're making pizza. Try to combine as much as you can. There will be some of the yeast mixture that sticks onto the walls of the bowl. And then just keep combining as much as you can. See, even if it looks wet in the beginning, it'll slowly come together. All you have to do is just scrape up the little pieces from the side that the yeast is stuck to, and so it's like keeping it from combining with the rest of the ingredients. You just have to take it off the side and then add it back. And then you want to keep mixing it until you feel it's dry enough to be worked with. Okay, this is ready now. So then earlier for the pizza dough, I used bread flour, but for working with the dough, it's better to use just regular all-purpose flour. So just spread that. You want to add quite a bit so that it doesn't stick. Add that. Just get as much of the ingredients off the bowl as you can. You want to use that bowl again, so don't throw it away. Or, I mean, not throw it away, but wash it. Then now you have to knead your dough for 10 minutes. So then we'll come back when we're done kneading. Okay, so I've kneaded this for 10 minutes. So what you want to do is form into ball shape. As you can see, I've already done that. But basically all you do is you gather up the ends of your dough, right? I'll flatten this out to show you guys. So gather the ends of your dough, pull them down, and then you clamp them together like that. And then you take the other two ends, you clamp them all in the middle, and then once it's all clamped down, you push down into it. There you go, there's a ball. And then what we're gonna do is just do this motion. So press on it with this one, spin it with this one. Okay, so what I've done here is the bowl that you used to prepare it. Just flour it up on the bottom, then put your ball in. After you put your ball in, put some flour around the edge where it's resting, so it'll be easier to pull the dough out. And then to keep it from getting dehydrated, I add a little bit of olive oil on top. That, just spread it all over your dough. Right? And then what you want to do is grab a cloth. Then just cover this. You let it rise for 30 minutes, and we'll see you when 30 minutes is done. Baby, my pizza dough. So. As you can see, it's done rising. It's considerably bigger now. So what I've done is I've already split it in half with my knife, and I've made one ball. So now I'll take this bowl, sprinkle it with flour, same as before. right? Stick your ball in and then sprinkle it with flour on the edges. And then I'll put the olive oil later. And then what I'm gonna do for this one, same thing. Just knead it a little bit, knock the air out so it can rise further when I let it to rest again. So then leave it to rest again, sorry. And then just tuck it in, make your little ball, punch it in. Okay, there's a ball. With this flour, it's a little sticky. Okay, there we go. So now you have to grab a different bowl, or you can let it rise in the same bowl, but then it's more work again to separate it. So then what I'm just gonna do is use a separate bowl to make it easier. Take your flour, sprinkle it around. I need that much. On the edges. Okay. Put it in. A little bit of flour on the edges again. Okay. Now the olive oil again to keep it hydrated so it doesn't dry up. And then you'll have like these hard spots when you're trying to prepare the pizza. Okay. Then the other one. My hands are slippery now, so it's kind of hard. This around, and then there we go. And then you grab your same towel, put it over both of them, and then you let it rest for 30 minutes again, and yeah. Then you'll have to prepare your sauces and stuff. I'll show you that when we're ready to make our pizza. And after this stage, what you want to do is, you have your pizza stone in the oven, all right? So that what? No. It's simple what I'm doing here. I'm just putting the cheese.
Giant cheese.
Yeah. It's too thin. It's too big. Okay, cut it in half, please. For me, please. Need more cheese.